What if the very moments you felt most broken were actually God's secret forge, molding you into an unstoppable force? What if the hidden tears you cried in solitude were not wasted, but recorded in the heavens as sacred offerings? The truth you were never told about your deepest pain is about to shatter every comfortable lie you've ever believed about yourself. This isn't just a message, it's an emergency alert from the throne demanding your undivided attention. Are you truly ready to face the raw, unvarnished reality of your unseen battles and the divine purpose woven into every scar you've been living with a silent ache, haven't you? A gnawing sense of being unseen, unheard, misunderstood even by those closest to you. Perhaps your faith feels like it's been through a crucible, leaving you questioning, where was God in all that darkness? Did he even notice the silent battles raging within my soul, the burdens I carried when no one was watching? You've wrestled with discouragement, perhaps even despair, wondering if your season of breakthrough would ever arrive. The whispers of doubt have been deafening, telling you your hidden sacrifices were in vain, that your suffering was purposeless. But what if those whispers are a profound deception? What if the very stillness that felt like stagnation was actually a divine pause, orchestrating your perfect arrival into a destiny far grander than you could ever imagine? Today we unlock the ancient biblical truth that the Lord watches over the way of the righteous. Psalm 701:6, a truth that will forever change how you perceive your past and boldly step into your future. We are not merely talking about survival, we are speaking of a divine flourishing, a supernatural unfolding that begins the very instant you grasp this revelation. You didn't see it then, but every quiet struggle you faced, every tear that traced a path down your cheek in the dead of night, every moment you chose faith over despair, was not merely endured. It was imprinted upon the fabric of eternity. You believed you were alone battling shadows in a desolate valley, yet the King of Glory himself was a silent witness, etching every detail into his book of remembrance. The weight you carry, the excruciating waiting, the moments you chose obedience, even when it cost you everything. These were not random acts of suffering. They were sacred readiness, divine preparation, shaping you into the formidable force you are destined to become. This is not some vague spiritual platitude. It's a direct declaration from the heart of God. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. That future isn't a distant promise, it's an unfolding reality now. You are crossing a threshold, a holy commencement. This isn't just another day, it's the very instant you step fully into the abundant life I have prepared. The potential hidden within you for so long is now ready to explode. The opportunity for breakthrough is irrevocably yours. This journey of radical transformation begins today. Think about this. For how long have you sought validation from external sources, shrinking your authentic self to fit into the cramped expectations of others? Did you realize that in every act of seeking human approval, you were inadvertently denying the divine affirmation already bestowed upon you? Stop, just for a moment. Feel the weight of that question. Are you still shackled by the need for human acceptance? Or will you seize the freedom that comes from knowing God himself has already granted you his unwavering approval? Will you continue to hold back, hesitant to embrace the fierce, unyielding life I offer you? Or will you courageously step through the wide-open door I have specifically prepared for you? This moment demands a choice. The person you are becoming is not a softer, diluted version of yourself. It is the raw, potent, authentic self I always intended you to be. It's a transformation, a metamorphosis into something rare and immensely valuable. and what is rare is often misunderstood. Some will recoil from this fierce new version of you. Others will hesitate, uncomfortable with a person they can no longer easily categorize or control. And yes, some will inevitably depart. This is not a loss. It is a divine pruning. When you walk closer to me, certain connections must inevitably shift or even cease to exist. This path sometimes demands a profound aloneness, not as a punishment, but as a crucible for true connection with me. Do not, under any circumstances, diminish your sacred size to alleviate the discomfort of others. This divine alteration within you is not negotiable. You are following a course uniquely prepared for you, a path determined not by the fickle opinions of others, but by the unwavering inner reality and divine intention I have sovereignly placed within your core. You are now released from the suffocating need to conform to archaic forms simply to gain fleeting acceptance. There is no justifiable reason to regress to old patterns of being that no longer serve your spirit. Doesn't it exhaust your very soul, my beloved child, constantly attempting to compress yourself to occupy spaces your ascended inner being has long surpassed? The version of you that is emerging has transcended previous limitations. The path unfolding before you demands the authentic you in this very moment. This divine timing signals a profound, irreversible alteration within your spirit. This seismic shift is not only evident to me, others are beginning to sense its tremor. The one you are now becoming is led by an intrinsic knowing, discovering profound strength and stillness, wielding a calm, undeniable power. You are not arriving too soon, my beloved one. You are precisely the person this prophetic moment demands. With this divine emergence comes an unavoidable sacred duty. Your life's paramount aim is no longer to placate others. It is now about relentlessly pursuing the path that is exclusively yours. Can you truly receive this truth, even if it feels jarring, that others might not fully grasp you for a season, so long as you remain fiercely faithful to the truth I have embedded within your very being? For the profound reality is this: the period you perceived as a mere pause was anything but devoid of substance. It was meticulously structured with divine intention. You were being prepared, meticulously brought to completion, refined. And from this precise moment forward, my child, you will effortlessly attract what is true, what is fitting, what resonates with your authentic self. This effortless attraction doesn't stem from your desperate pursuit of these things, but because the radiant person you are inside now perfectly aligns with them. You are no longer desperately seeking external validation. You are fiercely relying on the unshakable inner certainty I have divinely placed within you. You are no longer waiting for permission. You are boldly advancing in the sacred work I have sovereignly set before you. So what comes next after this monumental realization? How will you wield this ferocious inner strength? There is no going back. Not because the world will reject your former self, but because your inner being can no longer tolerate that constricted space. Inner quietude is not found in the echoes of the past. True strength is forged and discovered solely in the crucible of this present sacred moment. This day marks your holy pivot point, and in this seismic shift, your inner strength will communicate with far greater power than any words you could ever utter. The divine capacity I meticulously placed within you, hidden for what seemed like an eternity, is now erupting into visibility. You are being recognized, heralded, even in places you have not yet physically visited. The profound understanding I imparted to you is being divinely recalled in spaces where it was once carelessly disregarded. This isn't because you altered the sacred trust I placed in you, but because you remain fiercely, irrevocably faithful to it. That my beloved is what I value above all else, unwavering loyalty to the audacious course I meticulously laid out for you. even when the world was utterly silent, even when applause was absent. And just like the giants of faith who walked before you, your seasons of quiet were your divine making. Ready your rigorous preparation, your profound gaining of wisdom. Now that readiness is transforming into an unstoppable forward momentum, not steps propelled by fleeting enthusiasm or the crushing weight of external pressures, but steps arising from a deep, unshakable harmony with me. This isn't the moment for you to offer endless explanations. Your sacred time is now for authentic, untamed living. You are divinely purposed to embody your path, not merely articulate it. Consider the story of Joseph, a young man chosen by God, gifted with prophetic dreams, yet thrust into a pit of despair by his own brothers. He didn't just endure the betrayal, the slavery, the false accusations. He transcended them. Every moment of his suffering, every silent tear shed in a foreign land, every unjust imprisonment was a sacred training ground. He could have chosen bitterness, revenge, or despair. He could have lashed out, demanding justice, explaining his innocence to deaf ears. But instead, Joseph chose quiet faithfulness. He served with excellence even in chains. He interpreted dreams with divine wisdom even in the dungeon. His silence was not weakness. It was a potent act of trust in God's unseen hand. He didn't fight to justify himself to man. He allowed God to orchestrate his vindication. And what was the result? He emerged from the shadows, not just as a survivor, but as the Prime Minister of Egypt, a deliverer for his family and an entire nation. The very things intended for his harm, God transformed into his greatest good. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. Genesis 50:20. Joseph's journey is a living testament to the truth that your quiet endurance, your unseen battles, your refusal to compromise are not in vain. They are the sacred ingredients of your own divine elevation, preparing you for a moment of profound impact that will astound even those who once scorned you. What if the curse you thought was breaking you was actually your calling shaping you? What if the very walls that seemed to imprison you were merely the scaffolding for a divine structure being built within you? The truth, raw and liberating, is this: your suffering was never a sign of abandonment, but a profound demonstration of my intimate involvement. Every no you received was a yes to a greater destiny. Every closed door was a sacred redirection to an open highway you couldn't perceive. You were not overlooked. You were being overwatched with meticulous divine care. Your tears were not merely expressions of pain. They were liquid prayers activating unseen angelic forces on your behalf. The moments you felt stuck while others seemed to race ahead were not delays. They were divine orchestrations precisely positioning you for this moment, for this unveiling. You are not just emerging from the ashes. You are rising as a phoenix ablaze with divine purpose, carrying a wisdom forged in the fires of adversity. This isn't about being proven right to others. It's about living so profoundly in alignment with me that your very existence becomes an undeniable testament to my power and grace. The season for demonstrating your capabilities is complete. Now it is simply for you to exist as you are radiant and unyielding. The life you authentically live will convey more profound truth than any words you could ever speak. Your very presence will shift atmospheres, dismantle strongholds, and usher in my glory. This is not a question of whether it will unfold. It is unfolding right now. It is beginning. So let go of every lingering reluctance. Cease diminishing yourself. Feel no obligation to excuse your sacred presence. A fresh start is here, not just symbolically, but tangibly. The way forward is clear, illuminated by my unfailing light. And you, my beloved, are already walking upon it. You are stepping into a space you could only envision before, a space overflowing with grace, completeness, and a future that no longer whispers fear, but vibrates with the deep resonance of your rightful divine place. Can you feel this tectonic shift within your spirit, my cherished child? The path ahead, even with its unknown details, no longer invokes dread. Why? Because it carries the very essence of the future I meticulously planned for you. Where you once felt like an anomaly, an outsider, you now feel an undeniable sense of belonging. Where others once drained your spirit, now, every encounter holds sacred significance, a divine purpose. This is your holy unveiling, a moment of profound revelation, where your life fully matches the audacious purpose I meticulously set inside you from the very beginning. What once felt fragmented and disconnected is now unified, whole, complete. You will sense this seismic change deep within your core. This divine reality is no longer a distant wish. It is simply how you will live. So what do you need to do right now? Stop justifying your presence to those who cannot comprehend your sacred journey. Cease diminishing your radiant light to appease the mediocrity of others. Release the ways you once viewed yourself, the ways that helped you navigate the waiting, but no longer serve you in the abundance I have promised. The path ahead is utterly different from anything you have experienced. It will feel lighter, more distinct, truly liberated. It will feel like the real person I created you to be, the one who quietly endured and prepared with unyielding faith. You sense this moment would arrive not randomly, but at the precise time I intended. And that inner knowing, my child, that feeling of everything finding its rightful place, even when things are new or feel significant, that is not arrogance. That is me bringing you into perfect accord with my divine design. From this moment forward, my beloved child, the spaces you enter will change simply because you are there. Your presence speaks before you do. The strength you now possess reveals you as one who has navigated challenges not for show, but to embody my authority. You do not look for others' acceptance when you arrive somewhere. What you offer carries the calm power of one who has faced trials and been established in my perfect arrangement. This is more than just a new stage, my child. It is the start of the enduring influence I intended for you. Real influence doesn't require praise. It simply changes things. Did you notice how outside approval never truly satisfied you? How accomplishments that appeared successful still felt hollow? That is because your spirit was created for a more profound purpose, not for popularity. Purpose does not seek permission. It simply moves. What you say now carries the calm strength of one who has navigated difficulties others could not manage. You speak from your experience, not merely from concepts. Your impact is increasing. My child, not due to arrogance. It increases because you have kept to the path I showed you. Now you are moving forward truly on the course I intended for you. You are stepping out without fear, holding nothing back, no longer shrinking yourself to fit the expectations of others. You are fully present in this moment, and because you are, everything feels different. Perhaps, my child, for a long while you felt stuck watching others seem to advance while you remained still. But that stillness wasn't a delay. It was my hand placing you exactly where you needed to be. The time that felt like nothing was happening was actually my careful preparation of the ground ahead. You were not being refused. You were being led with precision to this very location at the exact moment I had arranged. That period of waiting was always woven into my design, slowing your pace just enough so you would arrive right as this door opened for you. And that moment isn't just approaching, it is here now. This isn't about competing or finishing a race against others. The way you have come, the difficulties you face, the strength you discovered within you, It was all about shaping you into the person you stand as today. And that, my precious child, is the true unfolding. Therefore, let us pray. Lord, I receive this truth. I release every need for external validation, every tendency to shrink myself out of fear. I declare that I will step into the authentic person you created me to be, living fully in the purpose you have placed within me. I trust that every scar is a mark of divine preparation and every tear a seed for restoration and triumph. I am ready for my presence to speak from my life, to be a living testimony to your power and grace. Amen. If this message is for you, stop scrolling. The universe is literally holding its breath for you to step into the fullness of who you are. The time for hiding is over. The season for shrinking is past. Your spiritual alarm is ringing. It's time to rise. This isn't a suggestion, it's a divine imperative. The strength you've cultivated in secret, the wisdom gained through tears, the resilience forged in fire. It's not for you to hoard. It's meant to be unleashed. Your silence was a sacred trust. Now your presence is a prophetic declaration. Will you remain bound by the echoes of what once was, or will you embrace the untamed, unyielding power that is now stirring within you? This is your holy commencement. This is your moment to fully embody your divine purpose, not sometime in the distant future, but right now. The path ahead waits for you to be willing. So will you step onto it without needing to see every detail? Will you move forward without needing everyone around you to understand? Will you show up without needing others to validate your worth? Because the path ahead doesn't require the weight of your past hurts. It only requires the raw, unadulterated truth of the person you are now. This is the sacred turning point. This is where your transformation becomes undeniable. Step forward, live fully, be free, for the glory of God is about to be revealed through you.